Is the euro still bearish, or is the euro USD bottom in as we head into April? That's what I'm answering in today's video. I'll have some key levels to watch, and I'll show you exactly how I'm trading this market, including a setup that could actually materialize as I'm making this video or shortly after. So my name is Justin Bennett, full-time trader and founder of Daily Price Action. As always, all of this is my opinion only and not financial advice. So looking at the euro USD, right now the market is at a decision point here on the chart, because looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see how so far, really ever since back here in early March, we've had the euro going sideways. And a lot of this is because of the war, because of the indecision that's going on out there in the world. So right now, this market has been very sideways here, despite the fact that we are in a downtrend. Okay, so the key takeaway here for this part of the video that I'm going to tell you is that right now the euro is technically speaking still bearish. And the reason for that is because the market remains below this high up here. So we've talked about this in previous videos, but the thing with the euro right now is that this right here is the external high. We know that because of this break of structure over here. So on the way down, we had this low develop. We had the market come up here and sweep internal liquidity. We had this high form, and then we had to take out this low. So the moment that we took out this low, that gave us a BOS down here, making this up here the external high. So as long as the euro is below this, right around 1.1665, as long as we are below this mark, okay, structurally speaking, the euro is still bearish. Now, you can see within the context of this descending channel, the market is basically sitting right here at the top portion of this channel. Now, I want to be clear though, I do not use channels like this to look for breakouts. Okay, this is not a case where I'm looking for a breakout from the euro here. This is just a guide. Okay, this just helps me identify structure within a trend, because I know within a trend like this, when the market gets to points like this up here, that we are kind of at that extreme. And the same thing with this down here as well, right? If you're short this market and you see the market come down here into areas like this, then you know that that could potentially be a good time to book profit on that short. So the same thing here, right? This isn't a case where I'm looking for a breakout. This is just a guide. So the fact that the euro is slightly above the top of this channel, this band that I have up here, doesn't really matter for me in terms of whether I'm looking for longs or shorts. For me, what matters is the fact that we are still below this low, which means this downtrend is intact. Okay, and you can really see this too on the DXY, which we'll talk about later in this video. But right now, what I am eyeing for the euro as we head into April, really two scenarios. One is that we get the market topping out here, okay, sometime this week for a continuation of this trend. Now, the second scenario would be to see the euro come up here and take out this high and mitigate this imbalance that we saw back here in early March. So what you'll notice here is that we had a lot of displacement from the euro back here. And so far, really, this is unmitigated, mostly because of the aggressiveness of this recent trend. So really, for me, I'm staying very open-minded here as we head into April, because I know that either this is going to be the top for a continuation, or we get the euro coming up here to mitigate this area. Now, here's the key though. This isn't just a matter of guessing and saying, well, I think this is the top, I'm going to short, or saying, well, I think we're coming up here, I'm going to buy, right? That's not how I operate, because I have rules in place based on the stack system that I've developed, which is available for VIP members. And I actually have a free version of that available. So right here on the screen, if you click on that link, that's going to give you access to a free SMC course. It's a 3-part series that gives you content that you will not find here on YouTube. So check that out. Opt into it, and beyond that link, you will have a chance to join us in Discord if you want, but at least check out the free course because it's completely free and it will show you how I trade with SMC. Okay, so for me, what this is going to come down to, it's not just a matter of guessing that, okay, this is the top, I'm going to short. Instead, what I do is drop down to something like a 15-minute time frame. And the reason for this too is because I know that within this context, if you notice from this external high down here to the low, right, we are well within premium. We're also right here within OTE as well, which is the area between the 62% and 79% retracement. So the fact that we're up here in premium, this green area, means that this is where I like to look for shorts. Okay, and again, we are below this external high back here. So as long as that's the case, I'm looking for shorts. Now, instead of just blindly shorting here and hoping for the best, what I do is drop down to a 15-minute time frame. You could do the same thing on a 5-minute as well. The 15 is going to give you a little bit more conviction though in any kind of low time frame change of character. So right here, the challenge for the euro at the moment is that you can see how tight this recent price action is. And by tight, what I mean is back here, you can see we had some nice swings from the euro. Now, since this time though, if you notice over the last few hours, what we've had here is just a very choppy market. Okay, so this makes it a little bit more difficult to identify a change of character on the lower time frames, at least something with conviction. Now, in this case though, okay, what we can determine from this chart here is that for me, really, it comes down to this high right here. And if that's the high that I'm watching, then what it means is that this low right here is going to be the protected low on the low time frames. So this right now for the euro comes in right around 1.1580. So as long as this is intact, then this lower time frame uptrend is also intact. Okay, there's nothing to short here. Now, if we were over the coming hours to get the euro dropping below here, giving us a 15-minute close below this low over here, then that would confirm a lower time frame change of character. Okay, so that right there would interest me in terms of a short setup with a stop loss above the high and then targeting those recent lows. Okay, now on the other hand though, if we don't get that, then I'm eyeing this imbalance back here. So if we don't get what I just described to you, okay, so this low right here, this is the one that has to be taken out. If we don't get this, right, in that lower time frame change of character, then this up here becomes fair game. Okay, if we see the euro just continue to rally, taking out these highs back here, taking out this external high, then you're looking at a mitigation of this imbalance from back here in March. Okay, it's really that simple. So it's not a matter of just guessing. It's not a matter of saying, well, the market can go either way. I'm going to guess here and just short the market and hope for the best. It's a matter of using that lower time frame confirmation within a specific area. Okay, this area of premium and also OTE, to look for that lower time frame confirmation to give you the conviction that now is the time to short, or now is the time to stand aside and see what we get. Okay, and so for me right now, it's the time to stand aside and see what we get, because again, we don't have that lower time frame shift. Right now, the lower time frame is still showing an uptrend. Okay, so there's nothing here for me to short. Now, one thing too, before we go on to the DXY, is if you look at the daily time frame, we talked about this before, but this right here is a bearish change of character. So this occurred on this acceptance below this low. This is the first time we've seen this from the euro since 2024. Okay, so in my opinion, this is a significant development from this market. And it's also why, even if we see this imbalance back here mitigated sometime in April, I think you've got to be really careful. That could very well be a trap, simply because you have this change of character taking place. So in my opinion, overall, I am still bearish on the euro. Even if we get the market moving higher, I'm still bearish on this market, and I'm still looking for shorts, whether that be from current levels on that lower time frame change of character, or we get the mitigation up here somewhere. I'm still looking for shorts in April. It's just a matter of, do we get the short this week, or is it going to take a couple of weeks for that to play out? But this right here on the daily time frame is really the driving force behind my actions here in April. Now, looking at the DXY, US dollar index, this market is testing also the lower band of this ascending channel. So this is what we've talked about now for weeks, and you can see the imbalance, the similar imbalance back here from this market as well. So what this is going to come down to is we either get the market bouncing from here, because really when you look at this in the context of this trend, and you look at the fact that this is your BOS over here, making this your protected lower external low down here, really the market, to maintain these higher highs and higher lows, really has to bounce here. Otherwise, we are looking at this imbalance. Okay, so for the DXY, it's really kind of a make or break moment here for this market. So the 4-hour time frame is showing you that we are testing the bottom of this channel. And like I said too, if you look at this here from this low down here to this recent high, what you'll notice is that the market right now is within a key area that we typically see reversals from. So you notice this dark green area, this is OTE through here. Now, from my recent videos too, what you'll also remember is that this area, this pocket right here, is what I mentioned. Okay, now I didn't think that this was likely at the time, given the bullish movements we saw from the DXY back here. However, of course, looking at this price action here today, clearly that's not the case, because we are getting that retest. So like the euro, what this is going to come down to, I know that we're in a key area here, the uptrend is intact. What this is going to come down to is seeing a lower time frame shift. Okay, so if we can get something with conviction, in my opinion, it's going to be, at the moment of making this video, this high back here. If we were to get conviction above this high, and especially this one, start to take out some of these highs on the lower time frames, then that could potentially give us a bottom in place here for the US dollar. As of right now though, the jury is out, and like I said too, with the euro, the price action here over the past few hours has become really, really choppy and pretty indecisive. Okay, so the alternative scenario for the US dollar, just like with the euro, is if we don't get that lower time frame shift through here. Okay, so I want to be clear that I am not buying the US dollar. I'm not shorting the euro right now until we get confirmation. If we don't get confirmation, then I'm looking for this down here in early April. So that's really it. If we don't see that lower time frame confirmation from the US dollar, then I'm looking for the market to come down here toward these lows, possibly mitigate this area down here right around 98 or so. And then from there, I'm looking for longs, okay? And you might be thinking, well, if we take out lows like this back here, and especially lows like this, wouldn't that give us a change of character for the DXY? And it would. However, like I mentioned in a recent video as well, the thing you've got to be careful of is with this move back here, because this pullback right here was so shallow relative to this move up, using this right here as a change of character to identify top is really dangerous. And what I mean by that is that you often get markets coming back to mitigate these inefficiencies like this. And just because we got that doesn't mean that it's over for the US dollar. It doesn't mean that that change of character is going to stand, because this could just be a case where we come up here, right? We test those highs from back here, months ago that we've talked about, and then we come down here and we sweep the lows, and then we rally from there. Okay, so I think you've got to be careful using a very shallow retrace like this to identify a change of character. And just like the euro too, what you'll notice here on the daily is going to the daily time frame. What you'll notice is that we do have a change of character from back here. So obviously a downtrend in 2025, we had the acceptance below these lows back here. Okay, so acceptance below, making this up here the external high, we have a change of character. So this acceptance above here recently tells me that any pullback we get from the US dollar could be short-lived. Obviously no guarantees, but this right here is the first change of character that we've had in basically the last 1.5 to 2 years. Okay, so that, in my opinion, is a significant development. So even if we, if we bottom out here and we get that lower time frame change of character, then I'm looking for longs. If we don't, then this is the area I'm watching. But given this right here that we saw recently, I do think that this is a significant development for the US dollar, in which case I'm looking for longs only, whether it be from here or lower down on a mitigation of that imbalance. Okay, so time will tell in terms of the euro. Like I said, this is really going to come down to it's really at a make or break moment right now here for this market. Either we get the rotation, that lower time frame confirmation from current levels, or if we start taking out these highs, then I'm looking for a mitigation of this imbalance that we saw back here in March. But either way, I will be sure to update Discord members. So if you want to join us there, check out the link right here on the screen for that free SMC course. Beyond that, you can join us in Discord if you want. So keep it locked in here, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, trade well out there. I will talk to you again tomorrow.